For our second episode this week, we hit up the South Bronx as people demand justice for Eric Garner. G1 continues with the hashtag Black Lives Matter from Chicago, and we have another Rooftop Live with Jasiri X.
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Eric don't get it!
Shut it down!
Phone don't get it!
Shut it down!
They don't get no peace! They don't get no justice!
Someone's friend. Understand this is an injustice going on and there are people hurting out here.
We here in the South Bronx, you know what I mean? The people have taken the streets, they're marching. Tell us today why y'all came. We have a father-son duo. Tell us why y'all came out today.
We came out to support the families, the fathers and sons as well, that got killed by the NYPD in these past years. As you know, a lot of children out here are getting killed by the New York City Police Department groups for no apparent reasons.
You one of the younger marchers. Tell us why you came out.
Came out for Eric Garner. The police choked him to death. That's not right. He's African American. He didn't get no right to. He broke up a fight and they just choked him to death. He said he can't breathe and they just choked him. And when the ambulance said, "Do you need help?" and the police said, "No, just put him on the ambulance." That's not right.
Tell us why y'all came to march today.
Well, we was actually just in our house just watching TV, and my brother heard you guys outside. So he came, he was like, "Oh, they rallying outside, they protesting." And we got dressed, we found y'all, we followed y'all, we followed the noise, and we found y'all.
So what is it that made you be like, yo, let's go outside and join them?
I just got back from college and I felt it was necessary to get out here because a lot of what's going on, we've become desensitized to what's important. So the fact that I saw this, it was powerful. So I stepped out here, it's like I have to be a part of it. It's just everybody has to do their part.
Y'all plan to hit the streets again for some more action?
Absolutely. There's ads on Instagram. I already call some of my friends like, "Oh, there's actions tomorrow, there's actions all week." And we're going all together.
As a young black man, how do you feel the relationship is between the police and you know what I'm saying, and our community here in the Bronx?
It's non-existent. I feel as if there isn't necessarily a conducive environment created by the police. It's more of a dictatorship kind of environment that has been allowed to perpetuate through our actions, through our ignorance. So this is what we need to do so that this stops.
I live in the Bronx and I'm a brown woman and I'm raising 2 brown boys. They're 8 and 6 now. So they're young now, but I don't want a few years to go by and me to have to be one of these grieving mothers. So before it gets to that point, I need to do whatever I can to make sure that this stops. It's systemic racism and it's going to affect us all.
They just repaved the street I live on. They just fixed all the bus stops here on Webster Avenue. And that's the first thing that they start to do is to fix up the infrastructure to get ready to start more aggressively pushing us out. And that's one of the ways that police brutality ties into gentrification, and as well as the prison industrial complex. It's like the more communities are brutalized, the more they're arrested, the more they're shipped off to prison, you know, that's the more that we're eliminated out of our own community, creating space for gentrifiers to then come in.
I can't hear my brother saying I can't breathe. So now I'm in the struggle saying I can't leave. We're calling out the violence of these racist police. And we ain't gonna stop until our people are free.
All of the
non-decisions that have been given by the court systems of the United States, it seems as though there is not any value placed on black lives. So we are here to proclaim to the world that black lives do matter.
Making people realize that people are equal, that people should have every opportunity and should not be denied that based on something that is beyond their control, their race, their skin color. I think that that's an important message that'll push this country forward and make it so that this is really a place that lives up to the values it claims to be built upon.
Black life is not worth anything, and that has to change. That has got to change. I believe we are all made in God's image, and it's everybody, and we have to start valuing all people.
The importance of Black Lives Matter is that we are human beings too. We do not deserve to be brutalized and killed off by police like we're animals.
I don't know how much I'm helping by just standing here, but I just wanted to do what I could. I don't know. One more person standing in the crowd for support, it's not really much, but
I just don't understand why they wouldn't matter. Like, that's the thing. If this country was built on the principles of justice and freedom and liberty, then that's what we should be abiding by and not segregating ourselves continuously. And it's 2014 going on 15. Like, why is this still an issue?
It doesn't surprise me when the cops do what they do to Michael Brown and Eric Garner. That's what they're supposed to do and what they're trained to do. Protect and serve the billionaire rulers of this country. The police are supposed to punish us, put us in our place. And it doesn't surprise me one bit that the grand jury let them off. That's what grand juries are supposed to do. Let cops walk. It's part of the injustice system that'll always exist as long as the country is ruled by a handful of property billionaire families.
The fact that there has to be that hashtag in 2014 is very disheartening to me. It's super important that we have that specific hashtag so that people know that injustices are still happening. Like, we are still a part of the oppressed, and people are still trying to assassinate us just because of this perceived notion of who we are.
Specifically about your trip to Palestine, how was your experience of leaving the United States and being in a place like Palestine and being able to see the different forms of repression on an international level? How were you able to connect that to the struggles that are happening here in the United States?
Well, man, I mean, one, I think like being, a young black person that's walking the streets of the U.S., it's like you used to being profiled by the police, used to being stopped by the police, you know what I'm saying? You're used to be like, you're criminalized at birth. Like, just by the color of my skin makes me a criminal in the eyes of a lot of the authorities here, man. And so to see that, that's what I saw in Palestine, man. Just by being Palestinian, just by, that being your ethnicity or nationality, you automatically a criminal. You're automatically looked at as a terrorist. You have to go through a checkpoint. You can't move from this place to that place, you know what I'm saying? Unless you have to go through this long process to get a permit. And so, and to me, that was like right on. Although I felt like it was way worse. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I went, I just assumed like the white supremacy I experienced here was the worst. Until I went there and I was like, yo, this is so, because it's just right in your face. It's a little bit more subtle here. There is so in your face in terms of, they just like, this is how it is. You're Palestinian, so we just gonna treat you not even as a second-class citizen. Then we saw African asylum seekers that was being treated, as bad, you know what I'm saying? And so it made me actually want to go home. I was like, take me back to the United States, man, this is crazy. But one of the realest things that a brother said to me over there, man, he said, man, Jasiri, you know what a hood should care about what's happening in Palestine? He said, because what you see happen militarily, how they're oppressing the people over here, it's going to be coming to a hood near you. And then when we see NYPD being trained in Israel, we see the chief of police in Ferguson was trained how to do crowd control tactics in Israel. So what he was saying, we saw the military, invasion style policing that we see in Israel. We saw that in Ferguson with tanks and tear gas and really a militarized army, you know what I'm saying? So it was ill to hear him tell me that in January. And then, August biggest hits, and we see that happening right here in the United States, and it's like, yo, that's real, you know what I'm saying? How many bullets does it take for a cop shoot and kill an innocent black child? 15, 16, empty the clip, reload and pull the trigger back down. 17, 18, 19, frightening when you hear that rat-a-tat sound. 26, 27, every 28 hours put another body under that ground. Where the governor, he absent. With the prosecutor and the captain. They say the process is democratic, but we getting bullets even though we got the ballot. Where's Malcolm, where's Huey? Where's Pac, where's Big, where's Tukey? Where's Jay, where's Nas, where's Snoop B? Yelling fuck the police like Boosie. Blame Nixon, he's guilty with the whole damn system. These filthy cops or his henchmen left Mike in the street 4 hours, definition of a lynching. And cause I ain't from down here, they gonna tell me I need to mind my business. I saw him dead with a bullet in his head, you can go to the feds, I'm a goddamn witness. It's war on us, 44's on us, and it's still telling us be peaceful. Every week another black youth murdered, and it still got the nerve to tell us we equal. And when we stand up and put our hands up as a sign of protest, we evil. But it's blood in these streets and blood on your hands this time.